I finally got this build up and running, which you can actually play in the campaign. So there's that. I got an empty jewel slot I gotta fill later. But I'll show the tree. Mag to the elements. You want to get all three of these 100% playing this build. And then you want to get this one right here 10% faster. Anything that sets your ignites deal damage faster, and damaging ailments ignite is a damaging ailment. So that's why we get these three here. When you're first playing the campaign, you're going to want to play Explosive Spear. So you're going to want to get these 6. But when you get to like level 33, that's when you can take these off. And you can start doing Beira's Anguish full time in the campaign at like level 33. So towards the end of Act 2, you can start doing Beira's Anguish. So I'll explain how it works. So when you get to Act 2 and you're level 33, you're going to be able to get rid of any nodes that help Explosive Spear. And then when you're level 33, you're going to path all the way this way, and you're going to get Self-Immolation. And that is the only thing you need other than a way to ignite and Beira's Anguish. Those are the only 3 things you need to make the build work. So it's very customizable. You don't have to play it the way I'm playing it. But to ignite, I'm using Birth of Fury, Radiant Grief, and I'm using Cypher's Spear to double the damage of ignites, basically. This aggravates it so it doubles them. And then we're using Crackle Creep because of that AoE. So one of the big downsides to the build is the AoE. The AoE is not that good. Single target damage is alright, but the AoE is not that good. So we circumvent the AoE with that ring. So you want to get the 3rd ring slot so you get more life. And then we use Kael'th's Heart and the Defiance of Destiny for survivability. But it also scales our damage. So basically, the way Beira's Anguish deals damage is it deals 5 times our maximum life as fire damage, and it ignites enemies. So it's not, to my knowledge, it's not a hit. It's an ignite only. But I could be wrong. I haven't seen any videos on this except for one, and that was from last league. And videos from like when it was OP, when Beira's Anguish was OP, like season 1 or League 1 and shit like that. Point 2, point 1, point 2, when it was OP. But when you're leveling, that's all you need. When you're actually getting the maps and you're getting even more levels, you're going to want to get this node here. Anything that increases ignite magnitude. And then you're going to want to come up here, get these here, these 3. Or these 2. I mean, you're going to want to get these 2. And then you're going to want to get this because a lot of enemies have resistance to fire, but they don't have resistance to chaos. So you want to get this. And then the most important, after all that, the last faster ignite node you can get is all the way up here, Burnout. But if you have the, and then you can get these 2 nodes here, so that helps. I think flammability magnitude helps as well. Flammability. Uh, I'm not too sure though. So that's the gear and the tree. Now I'll just show some gameplay, I guess, to end it off. I'm probably not gonna. Oh, no. Bossing is kind of slow in tier 15 maps. See, this map has ignited grounds, so that's kind of OP for this build because it'll prop Beira's Anguish for us. But you'll notice the ignite just starts to spread and it just starts to take everybody out. Yeah. And you don't have to get everybody in the ignited ground. That's because of that ring. Last league, it was really easy to ignite enemies with the burning ground from these boots. I feel like they nerfed them. If I'm being honest, I think they nerfed them because I have to actually stab with the spear now. So it used to be like a 0-button build, auto bomber. Now it's like you have to actually stab with the spear, kind of, to ignite enemies. But that might just be because my health was like really low. So, because my health is really low for this build. It is not bad. It is not as good as it could be. But yeah, that's how you play the build. You just run around and you get the ignited ground underneath them, and then you stab them with the spear. And use Radiant Grief. We use Radiant Grief because it helps with igniting them. So I'll showcase that you don't need to stab, but that stabbing does get it igniting faster, obviously. See, but you don't need to. You can still play it like an auto bomber if you wanted to. It's just kind of slow. But yeah, it's a pretty chill playstyle because you got Defiance of Destiny and Kilm's Heart, which I like to think is kind of my thing at this point because I use it so often. I use it for pretty much every single one of my builds. That combination is so OP in terms of survivability. It just boosts your survivability so much. Right now, though, I'm just looking for the boss. Oh, so let me go over why we play Ritualist. We play Ritualist because with Ritualist you don't need Progenesis or whatever the fuck the chest plate is that lets you use charms without using charges. You just take this, Mind Phylacteries, and you never have to worry about charges on your charms ever. Like when you're bossing or anything, you just don't have to worry about it. And then obviously we come over here for Mystic Attunement, so we get that ring slot, so we get more life from our rings. And so we can. This kind of just takes up a slot, so that kind of sucks, but it is what it is. It's too OP for the clear for it not to be used, in my opinion. If you've seen my other video about this build in the last league, you'll know that I used both this spear and a Vomit of the Dreamer. That is very expensive right now. But you could do that instead of using that ring, and then you'd get even more life and even more damage from the ignited ground. So. But really, we just use the ring for a little bit more clear. Because look, those two at the top right weren't in the ignited ground, but they got ignited anyways because they were close by. I'll try and find the boss real quick just so I can give you an idea of the single target. But it's not that good. I'm gonna be honest. I don't have enough life. That's not to say that the build is bad, because it's more of a gear problem on my end. I don't have enough life on my gear right now. So the build, if you watch my past video, I had like 9,000 life with no Veil of the Night. So I don't know if they nerfed life, but hopefully they didn't. Hopefully I'll be able to reach that again with the right gear. So, and I was doing so much more damage. Like, I didn't even have to stab with the spear ever. Kill things. And then it's like rares, I have to like, to get them down. Rares and bosses, I have to stab with the spear. Like 90% of the time, except for pinnacles, I was just like, this build, as it is now, without the right gear, cannot do pinnacles. But honestly, that can be said for any build. Any build with the right gear can probably do everything in the game, because it's like you're literally running hundreds of divines worth of gear by that point. So that's not really saying much, but you can level with it. The level's just fine. It does good damage to bosses during leveling. Okay, here's the boss. Let's fight him real quick. I gotta edit this video quick. Don't switch to doing something. I'd say it's like 50k DPS right now. It ain't shit. See, if you had Palm of the Dreamer, you could do some nasty shit. But we don't have Palm of the Dreamer. We do have Svalin though. Lets us do detonate dead when we get hit. And that does chaos damage as well with the knights. But that's a tier 15. I don't know how to upgrade bosses right now. Oh wait, tier 14, my bad. That was a tier 14. I'll show my Atlas tree. This is what I got allocated right now. I'm just kind of doing whatever the fuck. So no boss stuff allocated, I don't think. But tier 14 with the Beira's Anguish, Charm only, and Cypher's Spear. Those are like our damage dealers. It's pretty good, man. It's pretty good. Yeah, Ignited Ground is pretty good for his build, though. So if you want to run Ignited Ground on your maps, you know, that'll help with igniting yourself and rocking Beira's Anguish. Alright, that's the end of the video.